That's right, we're going to play 7 Days to Die. This is XJY79. And thanks to the cute little slightly obese robot there, Omega 1, that's his name, everybody. He's a great host for my show. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be playing in Nomad level. I usually play with no days. Well, that's not true. A lot of times I like to start out the game. I play very relaxed, but I'm going to put 7 days here, so we do get a blood moon. And I usually play with everything on walk, because I guess I'm a coward. Anyway, but I'll set them to jog for the blood moon. Make it maybe more interesting. It might be kind of boring. I don't know. Let's see here. This is kind of going to be done as a tutorial for people. I do have some mods, as you can see. So anyway, well, as we get going here, we're going to first thing I usually do is clean up stuff I don't need. This little piece of paper they give you, it's like an introduction to the game thing, to a story that is not currently in the game even, really. So it's just, you can scrap it for paper, or what I usually do is just litter, throw it out. One of the mods here we got is the starting bundles. So this does make the game a lot easier in the beginning. If you're having trouble playing this game, you can make all kinds of adjustments to make the zombies slower. You can make it so they almost don't hurt you. I like to have kind of somewhere in the middle. I have it where they walk, but the level I play at, they can kind of, if you hit them and they get kind of angry, they can still run at you. So there's still a little bit of, oh shit, you know. So, yeah, and I broke my normal thing. I usually don't use clubs, but I'm going to do clubs in this because with that bundle, with that starting bundle, you can actually start out with a higher level, whatever weapon you're using. I decided to pick a club because I can make a club. It's made with wood and stone and I think some grass. I'll call it grass. That's what we're going to start doing now. We're going to start punching stuff. We're going to start acquiring the little challenges they want us to do to start. Now, then it'll show us where on the map the trader is. And you can go to the trader and start your missions up. So we're going to punch. Now, normally in the game, there's a trader right there. It looks like we're actually really close to the trader. Oh, do I want to chase that? Oh. Sometimes I want to chase those rabbits, but you'll learn eventually. They have a certain way they. Yeah, I'll have to do a video about hunting. See, don't chase them. Nah, let's not do that. You can waste a lot of time just chasing them. Maybe I won't. I was gonna push. A lot of times, what I like to do in the beginning of the game is, you want to get a. The first day you want to get a pot. When you get a pot, you can make a campfire and cook water, because you'll be finding certain parts of the map. You can go to buildings, you can raid them, you can go on a mission, and you're going to get murky water. It's like a bottle of green toilet water, basically. Ditch water, whatever you want to call it. And you can drink that, but you have a chance of getting sick. With the game they call it dysentery, which in dysentery you basically burn through your food and stuff that you eat quicker. And of course you get thirsty quicker because you're basically having diarrhea all the time. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. I usually like to put my axe, the stone axe they call it, even though, oh wow, I just wanted to show you there. Like they want you to pound on rock, but you can also hit the little stones. If you hit them, you also get the stone. So it's another way to do it in the game. There's multiple ways to do stuff. You can pick up the stones too, but they want you specifically in this case to get used to using your stone axe. And then they want you to go hit on a tree a little bit and get some wood. But I'm lollygagging my way there because all these little plants you pick up in the beginning you can actually sell. And that's one way to get a tree there, you get some wood. But these small trees, generally you can actually cut them down. You feel like you accomplished something. It doesn't really matter in this case because you acquire the wood just as fast as you hit a big tree or a small one. But a small tree you can actually cut down in a few hits, so you feel like, big, strong. Well, okay, maybe not that strong. I'm dropping the seeds. I don't feel like planting trees right now. You can plant those trees, later on. I'm going to probably drop this too. I don't need to carry. Every little slot in your tool belt, in your inventory increases, in weight. The more stuff you carry, it's not by like I can carry 10,000 pieces of stone, which in reality is pretty heavy, but in the game, it's just one slot no matter what's in it. You can have a vehicle in that slot, and somehow that truck is just taking up one spot. We are using a paged backpack here, so it's a bigger, basically this is double the size of a normal backpack. So now I'll make this wooden club. Now 6 is a legendary, you need a special part to build it, I'll show you. Legendary part. We haven't found one of those yet. That just has like extra spaces in it. But we can craft a level 5 wooden club, which is a huge thing in the beginning of the game. My melee weapon I normally put in slot 4 on my belt. These aren't instructions on what you have to do. I'm just showing you what I do because I like to have stuff handy. I like to know where stuff is. I like to lock stuff down in the inventory as well in certain spots. I have little areas where I like to, the wood's always up in that right-hand corner, so it's right there. And that is useful to me because when you're using all the workstations, as we'll see later, it's nice to have that wood right there. I'm not digging around wasting time looking for it. It's not the biggest thing in the world. It's just, most people, I don't even know if they use those lock. When I watch people play, I've only seen one person use those. So they're a little confusing at first, at least to me, but that's, we're talking about my brain here. Now here you can use your axe to loot things, or not loot things, but harvest your, this is looting, what they call looting, when I open up an item and take stuff out of it. The other one you can call it mining or harvesting, so I can use my stone axe to hit stuff. Oh good, I got everything here. Let's get this basics of survival challenge finished. So you hit redeem, or you can just keep tapping W, which is what I did there. So you can do it nice and fast, but you can do it however you want. You can use the mouse and go click back and forth, or W. And this little story, which I'll let you read if you want. Basically it says, go to the trader and meet our friendly person there, one of our friendly citizens working there. And then it shows up on the map. Oh, maybe I should put my points in. I didn't put my points in. Once you get that first little mission done there of picking up all that stuff, you get to place your points, and you get to basically build your character, your build that you want. So if you want to have a tank, you'll probably go through a lot of stuff under under strength. So different things. If you want to have a fast kind of character, intellectual character, they all have different things. You can stick to one row if you want. Normally, from what I've seen, people like to, you kind of branch out, you spread it. But it's nice in the beginning to focus on one row, one column. So normally I don't take the club, but this time I took the club. I got the One Batter Up book. You get 7 books. Those 7 books give you different perks to your weapon, that weapon. So in that case, it was the club. Now I have 11 of the club books read already, which I think means I can build a baseball bat if I wanted to. But I don't think, it says I'm pretty sure I'm on level 1 baseball bat, it looks like there. But I can't build one until I have a workbench. And to build a workbench, you have to first be able to build a forge, and that's basically 10 books, 10 of the books for, engineer. I can't remember the name of it now. Forge Ahead is the name of the book. There, it came to me. Anyway, let's work our way to the trader, but I'm going to loot some stuff because the next thing I really want, if I can remember, is I like to have a knife right away. It's just a bone knife. But you can loot a lot of these trucks. Some of them are like decrepit, and you can still harvest them. Like almost anything in the game you can harvest. Like that car, I could take it apart. I can hit on it with the stone axe if I want. better later on in the game. You may, if you level up the right skills, you can get a wrench. You can build a wrench. You can find a wrench. And well, I'll show you in a second here. Ooh, that's a nice book to get. So I'm just going to put these, take all, or I usually just push R to put them all in my backpack. Now, see, I can harvest this. I'm getting some iron, I'm getting some cloth. Now, if you have a wrench, you get a lot more stuff, and you get, you have a chance to get better. Like you might get a wheel, which is, you need wheels. I know this is a tire here. All this gives you is plastic, or what they call polymer in the game. The stones are easy to pick up. And you do need stones a lot, especially early on, but I mean, you always need them. It's generally good to get into a habit of just those easy stones to pick up. You might as well tap E and pick them up. And the trader is like a protected area. You hear that special noise, that means it's protected. I can hit on that stuff all I want and I can't harvest it. I can't break their walls, which also means it's protected from the zombies too. They can climb the walls though. So even if you shut those doors, sometimes a zombie will sneak up and you'll be like, whoa, I thought I was safe. Anyway, good, I can finally make a knife. The knife is one of the great early weapons. You can click on any item, by the way, and it shows you, see how it's grayed out here? I can't build those, but in the future I might be able to. The books, you can either hit use to read, or you can just push A. So this book says I can get more brass. This is one of 7, so this is volume 5, Wasteland Treasures. Those give you different things as you go. Some of them you'll find more, one of them you find honey, I think, you know, in trees, not just in the, oh, I didn't show you yet. In stumps, you can get honey from stumps. Honey, why is honey important? It's like the lowest level of antibiotic in the game. You get infected. These zombies will infect you, and in the game, the way it's set up, I believe it's 7 days. I've never had it happen, but you die if you're infected for 7 days. And a lot of this stuff I'm showing you might not be valid pretty soon, because 2.0 of this version of this game is going to be coming out, and it's going to, looks to me like it's going to change a lot of aspects. I have mixed feelings about it myself, but I'm still going to try it out. So I'm just like, I picked up some cotton, so I'm making some stuff. Like, these are just the different things. They're all white here. That means I can build those. That means I have the supplies in my inventory to build those things. I know I'm jumping around kind of crazy here. This is a little slower than normal. Normally by now I'd already be out. The first mission you do is you can dig. Look at that. I'm just showing you, like, you can't break boxes here, none of that stuff. In most of the game, when you see those kind of boxes, you go to a house, if there's that box like that, you can break it open, and then out inside you can loot some stuff. These things here, you want to loot all these. They got, usually in the beginning, they have that book, the Forge Ahead. You get 5 of those, you can build a forge. If you can build a forge on the first day, that's really cool. Doesn't always happen, but it's nice because with the forge, you can build, you can create the stuff you need to cook with. To at least, you can build a cooking pot. You can make the grill. Those are the 2 main things you need in the beginning of the game to be cooking. I guess pretty much the whole game you need those. Now, usually I don't take this. This is a weird one for me, but I'm going to do the skills that increase my damage and how fast I am and how much, you know, I lose less stamina when I use the club. So it makes me better at using the club, but I'm also going to do gunslinger, I think. I like to pick one of the gunslinger or a machine gunner usually to, that's just me, one of those 2. And advanced engineering is good because when you pick these, you will find more of the books usually. So I should have picked this before I started picking up the books, because like that one where I opened and I just got a Forge Ahead, it's possible I would have got 2 instead of 1. Sometimes that happens. And you'll find it more in like random places too. But usually you'll find at least 3 here. So I'm hoping I'll find 3 of those books as I ransack the trader's place. Wow, 4 things in one. That's kind of in the beginning of the game, you usually see 2 or 3. There's another forge ahead for me. And some antibiotics, actually. That blue and white pill is antibiotics. Now, I do know, I usually don't search there. I'm just showing that it's good to search everywhere, especially when you're new to the game. Search everywhere, see what you can loot, because any little thing's going to help you. Even if it's just even that 100 stone is nice to have in the beginning, but especially that book is really nice. And these 2 cabins, you usually find some food. You don't find anything always like that. There's burnt meat in there. And you just check all these things out. They're not always active. I might start the same map again, and I'll go to that same spot. See, I'm showing you. You can't get through here. So you're safe when you hear that zombie. You can just keep walking around. Oh my God. Okay, this is pretty rare. I got a pistol on the first day here. That's huge. I don't have any ammo. So it really doesn't matter. It's nothing right now, but a pistol is, I think that happened to me once ever in about 2.5, 3 years of playing this game. But I'll take it. And if I had money, I'd probably buy a few rounds of ammo. Luckily, I did take the skill for the pistol, so that should mean I'll be finding more 9mm rounds. That's what pistols use in this game. Yeah, for you guys who want like a realism type of game with super duper guns, I mean, there are mods for that. The Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov mod. That one has like lots of gun stuff in it, and they're all realistic guns with, I don't know, I'm going to say over a dozen different ammo, and it's all real life ammo as far as I know. I'm a bit of a gun nut, but I'm not really a gun nerd. I don't know all that stuff in real life. But anyway, you can if you're looking for that, get into modding, and you can
guess. You
upgrade
need to
it.
buy
Makes the game
something.
a lot harder too, but you can also adjust that. Even that little shelf behind
Didn't
him,
we agree?
once
Your
in a
first
while
job
it's
was gonna
active,
be
sometimes
free?
it's not.
Damn,
So now we're getting to see
this
this
is
first
all I
mission.
can
He gives you
spare.
this shovel. And I should say with a little asterisk, he almost always gives you this shovel, because the first mission is
Oh, look who's
the
tired
boring
of eating
mission,
now.
in
I'd
my
say it's
opinion.
been an honor to
Buried
work with
supplies.
you. Let's get this over with.
So once you get that done, he'll start giving you real quests. And I'm just going through stuff I don't need right away. I want to sell because I want to start getting enough. I might want to buy one of those cook pots. If you can get 600 dukes, they're called, we'll buy you a cook pot. So what I generally do is I'll go around and I'll harvest a lot of the plants, the goldenrod, the cotton, and the chrysanthemum, the red one, the yellow one, and the white one. You just punch on those or knife them or stone axe, whatever you feel like using. And you stack up like 100 of a couple of those, you can come in. So it can be boring. I figured it'd be boring in the video, so I'm not going to do that right now. In this video, I'll maybe do it in another video when I'm going to speed it up. This video is not going to be really heavily edited. It might be edited for some stupid stuff that I'm going to say or something like that. But other than that, it's going to be a little slower than normal. Like I said, I'd already be out. I like to get running and go dig that first hole and start getting some missions. I'm just showing you here the jars of honey are nice. You can buy them if you don't find them. But these are all the different categories of items. So some of the first thing I go to when I'm doing this game, once I get money, is I go to the category of the books. But the cooking grill, the cooking pot, those are the two biggies on the first day I like to get. Sometimes you'll find those. Sometimes you don't. See the Forge Ahead. And see there's 2 Forge Ahead books there. And I think, well, I'm not really sure if I had 2 or 3 already or not. I see 2 in my inventory here. There's 2 available. Anyway, I'll get back to that stuff in a minute. Let's look at some of this other. There's a lot of different things you can buy. These are mods, are things to upgrade usually your weapons or your armor. You can actually buy a bicycle chassis if you have enough money, which the bike is the first vehicle that you generally get in the game. Not always, but generally. I'm not going to buy armor yet, but you can. I don't have anywhere enough. And there's even like appliances and stuff you can buy if you so choose to live your life that way. That's up to you. Can never have enough toilets though, right? Anyway, enough of that lollygagging. Just going to sell a few more things here just to get trying to get as much as I, usually I have way more money than this when I get to the trader because I'll walk around and hit a bunch of plants, like I said, hit the white plants, the cotton, hit the red ones. Mostly you end up with a lot of that, the chrysanthemum. They are valuable for other things too, but you can't really do that yet, which is make different teas. Of course, cotton right away you can make cloth.
Cha-ching! Thanks, buddy.
There's a couple different ways to use the tool belt here. This is one of them is I'm right now turning my mouse wheel and I'm going through. Or you can actually just push the buttons 1 through 0 and select. Like I just pushed 0 there and selected the food. If I push the left mouse button, which is the same button you use to pull the trigger on your weapons and whatever, hit with your club or shoot with your gun, then I would eat this food in this case, or drink the water if I'm holding water. Now the map here, yeah, I'm probably going to make people sick doing this. I like to just get a little look around. Trying to find a little place around. Normally I like to build a little base right by the, near the trader in the beginning. Because that makes it easy when you pick up a lot of supplies, you can throw them there. I'm just going to level up all these things I inadvertently got done. You have these challenges here you can do. And then the advanced ones, these are ones that just happen over time. Like the survivor rewards, different ones. If you go to different biomes, you'll get one as you get that. And what it does, it turns green, and then you take it like I showed before, and you get experience. So you might as well take them. So this is the next row we can focus on, but we're not, you can. I could right now just say, let's just get this done. That'll probably get me to the next level. On the other hand, I'm looking at the time and it's 1400 hours. I really should just go dig. That's what I should do. But I'm trying to make sure here. I want to make sure I'm actually teaching a few things. I'm a really bad teacher. I'm sorry, but I want to make my knife finally. And then, oops, I accidentally hit the craft button again. So I'm going to show you how to scrap something, I guess. Yeah, I meant to do that. You can hit scrap on either click the scrap button or push S on the keyboard once you click on it, and it'll scrap it and you get a little bit of the supplies back. And then we stab them right in the face. And as you can see, well, my graphics are shitty, but you get some blood coming out. And if you look, there's a health bar there, which that's a mod. That's not a normal part of the game. This gentleman here, his health was going down. He was bleeding out. So what I do, because I'm generally a coward, is I'll kind of stab him, and then I just kind of run away a little bit, you know. So, yeah. So you don't have to play that way because most people are not like me, I'm guessing. So that's okay. No big deal. Now, let's go here, look at these. The asterisk is the symbol to show you your quest. And I'm going to make this one active because I was working on showing you about building the land claim and going through that challenges. But you can either go look at where it is on the map. I can remove the quest if I go, I don't want to do it. That can happen sometimes. But anyway, I'm going to put select and show it, and it's active now. So now up on the right hand corner it shows find the supplies. It shows me how far, and it even has a nice yellow symbol. Did I say asterisk earlier? If I did, well, you know, whatever. I'm not going to fight that guy. Yeah, you have a choice. You can run around and fight everything, but everything in this game takes time. And once it gets dark, they run. These guys are going to be able to... Oh, wait, they're not going to be able to run. Never mind. I don't have to do all that. Normally, on the way to a mission, I get sidetracked and start collecting all kinds of stuff. And if I do that, you know, forgive me, it's in my nature. Some people are nice and focused, and they have a list of stuff, and they just go through them and do them. Like, I know I can use some wood. I can also go into that building, and you never know. You might find a cook pot. You might find... you probably would find some kind of food in there. It might not be good food, but you can find some stuff to eat. Okay, where the hell's my mission? Oh, look, stumps. This is another thing I could do right now. I'll probably get them on the way back. But every tree stump you hit with your stone axe right now, you can get a chance of getting some honey. And honey is a nice med to carry around. Because a lot of times in the beginning of the game especially, you are weak. And sometimes those zombies just breathe on you. And it's like, oh, you're infected. You know, and then you end up having to either cure it or you eventually die. And not the biggest thing in the world. You just come back to life. But usually there's some penalty for that. For me, it's just XP. And I think I would probably drop my backpack. I'm not sure. Actually, I never died from an infection, so I really don't know. But I don't think most people do, because most people that I've seen, you find other ways to die. Either go have a glorious battle and die, and then that heals, because death heals everything in this game. So, yeah. I hate dying, but a lot of people don't care. Okay, let's make some arrows. I'm just prepping before I dig, because once you're done with these digging missions, or any mission, but the digging missions, you get to the bottom, you're down in a hole, and then you pick up whatever the super duper stuff is that you got to pick up. And you are, they send a zombie or a little crew of zombies after you. So, yeah. So I'm just going to prep, because I want to build some spikes, is what I'm thinking of building. Some wood spikes. And I don't use them all the time, but they're nice to have around, especially early in the game. When you're very weak, you can throw a spike thing down, and you get between, you kind of hide behind the spike, and then they run out, they run into it, and it hurts them and slows them down. If they die from the spikes, you don't get the XP. So if you want every XP point, use that your own. Most people don't do it that I see, but in the early game, I like to do it. Or if I'm nice to have them around sometimes. If you're in a oh shit, you get somewhere and there's too many, you kind of back up a little and throw it in the doorway or something. Sorry about that noise. I think I just hit the mic here. Now what I'm attempting to do here is the circle. When you're digging for something, it's down 4 levels down, or maybe 3 levels down, but it's 4 levels down is the rock, where the rock usually starts in the pine area. It's not like this in every biome, but the pine, you start out, you're digging like grass and clay generally. Sometimes you're in sand or whatever, but in this case, we're getting clay and some of this grass or plant fibers. I'm digging like one row down, or one level down, and I'm digging I'm not doing a good job, but I try to dig a straight line towards the middle, which is presumably down in the middle is where it's going to be. However, what usually happens is you get going. I always go back and check. I know you don't have to do this. This is just me. I'm very thorough. I'm almost never in a hurry. Uh-oh. Sometimes I lose my place like this. There we go. I made the little noise, the little jingle noise, to let us know we're a little closer. And that's telling me it shows you the center better. So whatever, I guess that's change jingling or something noise it's supposed to be. Anyway. And it did mess up my normal plan. So I got to kind of dig in the middle. Because what I was trying to do is I go one level down, and then what I'm basically doing is trying to make myself a nice ramp down, okay? So like the first square you dig in, you dig down 1. The next square you dig down 2. The next one 3, and the next one 4 levels down to the bottom. And then you kind of sometimes have to go left or right or straight to get to the goods. So it'll do that, or it will if I dig long enough and I don't find it. It'll do that jingling noise again. And I will go, yay, I found it. Oh, yeah, right. So I got, this first one usually is pretty easy. I always jump back up, though, to make sure I can get in and out of the hole easy. And before I open it, because I've gotten stuck down in there before you open it up. As soon as you pick the stuff up, you will have at least one. Usually in the beginning, I think it's just one. But you'll have one or more, depending on what difficulty you're playing at. of little friends come to say hi. And those sandwiches I usually throw out, but I do suggest holding on to in the beginning. I'll probably end up eating them if I'm starving. They're nice to have around. I usually throw them out. They give you some food when you get hungry, but they also hurt you. And this is what the spike does. See, it gets him kind of caught up, and he bleeds. And a lot of times the spike will just kill him. As you can see, I go in and get it. So that way I get that experience from him. See, and you can fix those back up. So if I was fighting more than one, you can kind of stand behind it and just keep repairing it while they're walking into it. Now that's kind of the, might not be as fun that way, depending on your temperament. Me, a lot of times, I'm just happy to survive. I'm not worried about experience. There's plenty of experience to be had in this game. Like even right now, I'm cutting these plants here. As I'm doing it, you'll see I am getting a little experience. And I cut him and let him bleed, and if he finds me again, I might finish him off, or he might end up finishing off, and you'll see the little 400 and whatever experience pop up down on the right side. But right now, let's see if we get, and we did, we got a honey. So there we go, we got that. We won the honey lottery there, 20% chance. Now, I always like to lock in the honey at the bottom row. That's where I put most of my meds or buffs or whatever you want to call them. Down there, and a lot of people don't even carry those with them, because if you get infected, you don't die right away. So it's just really annoying to me to be infected, that's all. And I am playing with the mod, so there's a little bit of a luxury there that gives me a bigger backpack. Let's see if we can find some more. And if you don't get that, the consolation prizes, you do get wood at least from these as well. So there you go, you get some. See, I got wood. Oh, and you get experience, I guess. So you get a couple little consolation prizes. So we find in the nest, you're going to find feathers, and then sometimes you find eggs. And eggs are a great source of food in the beginning. But every time you boil eggs, you need that cook pot, and you use up 1 water. So depending on how restricted you are with water in the beginning, see, no honey there either. But 1 honey is pretty good early on. And we do know the trader is selling them also. So, I mean, worst comes to worst. But things do change at the traders. I believe it's every 4 days. I could be wrong. But so I'm just harvesting. I'm getting some wood here. You stuff with the knife. And I like to get these small trees just because they're fast, because I hate standing in front of a tree. At the beginning of the game, you cut wood. And all this harvesting is done so slow. And like I said, I like to have that feeling that, I accomplished something. I cut a tree down. Big, strong man or something like that. Get a little bit of stone. This part, a lot of times I cut half the stone, I run, but it's good to just build up and kind of get a level. I like to get 200 stone in my pockets on the first day. I have, 143 right now. Because you can make arrows, the basic stone arrows with it. If you have feathers. And get some of this to sell. Hopefully, like I said, I can either buy the book from the trader, and I think I'm going to have enough to build the forge. But I don't think I have enough leather. Leather you get from hunting animals, and I didn't do any of that yet. But you also do find it in some of the cars and stuff like that, but I don't recall really finding it. If I do have, I guess I could look, but I want to get this money. But that's my thinking right now. I might just go for the forge, which is kind of dumb, kind of risky. The smarter thing is probably take 600 and get the cook pot. But you can totally survive without cooking food for a day or two, or actually more than. Some people probably never have to build it. You could have fun and say, I'm never going to build any cooking stuff. Well, because when you do missions, you do this first one we did, we just dug. You get no money for this, so you don't get any dukes. That's why I'm hunting for stuff. And if this truck here, I'm just showing the lucky looter. If you're looking to find more loot and stuff, you would level up Lucky Looters, which is under perception. and then salvage, meaning that's when you take apart the truck, where you either hit on it with the stone axe, you start getting iron in that. You'll actually get more if you pick those. That's what I want to show you there.
Now that you did the job, I guess you ain't that
So whenever you
damn
do this
bad
first
after
mission,
all.
you'll get like a basic little bundle here. So this is the game's way of giving you a bundle. I already have this pistol. So if I get the pistol bundle, I'll at least get a little ammo. You only get, I think, 15 rounds. So it's not like a lot, but now I can get missions here. I usually like to do the fetch missions. That's just you go in and you can actually do it without engaging the zombies. And you can do those fast. However, it is nice to loot everywhere you go. So I think I'm going to take one of these fetch ones. The clear ones, of course, you go in and kill all the zombies. So depending on what's fun to you, you do there. Another mission I don't see coming up right now, but you'll get missions to do similar to what we just did, where you're digging up basically like a loot stash. It'll have better stuff in it. It'll have like a loot box in it that he wants, and then the other stuff you get to keep. It's usually got early game. It's good because you get like a can of food usually in it, maybe some water or some murky water at least, and some other little supply usually. So, but I like to do
important.
fetch.
What is important is if you have the balls to help me with a problem.
Okay, Fat's food. I'm going to do
What
that.
are you standing
That's
there
going to be
for?
some
Don't
restaurant.
you have work to do?
Now, sometimes those restaurants will have like a booth.
Well, look who decided to
You know
show
what?
their
I
face
just remembered
again.
I should try to see what I can sell. I'm going to throw out that seed because I'm not going to plant trees yet. I'm not going to build spears, so I'll sell that spear parts. If I'm going to build spears later on, you save those, but early game it's okay to sell. Like I have machine gun parts, I want to keep those. I think maybe I'll sell that. You know, I'm going to sell all this stuff. I usually don't sell iron, and I have enough pipes. I wonder if I should. Nah, I don't want to sell. I'm sorry, I'm having an indecisive moment. I'm not going to be doing much gardening right now, so I might as well sell seeds. You don't get a lot. Cornmeal I'm going to keep because that's an early food. We're getting there, but still, I can't believe. I'm used to, after this mission, I've picked up enough stuff where I'm usually around 800. But, hey, I'm teaching you the game, but I'm not teaching you how I play it, I guess. So, my goal is usually to get that 600. Now, it is possible. Come on, almost there.
A sale is a sale,
Yeah, I'm
even
gonna
if it
open
is
up
to a
that-
scumbag like you.
Let's just get out of here, I guess. Yeah, see, I don't play with him having fun because it's 1900 hours, so 730. It gets 2200 is when that's considered dark. Now I have the zombies walking at night, so you can actually walk around here safely and do stuff. However, there is nighttime is when you have a higher chance to have the feral zombies. I call them red eyes. They can move faster. They're a lot tougher. And sometimes I don't pay attention. I'll go, I'm going to kill this guy. And then I hit him and realize, he's got red eyes. And then they run. They're pretty fast. And sometimes you are out of stamina. And I'm having flashbacks right now thinking about it. Where do I want to put a little base? I usually like this kind of area, this distance from the trader. I'm kind of close. And it doesn't have to be a big base. All it has to be, the simplest base can be putting up a... let's see what for challenge-wise. We might be able to knock out some of these challenges. We already did that because we did the spike. We did sell and buy stuff from the trader already. Complete a quest. So the next thing, land claim block. Now you can take one of these up and you can take it down right away. But now it puts it to the top and it puts that little gold challenge chalice right next to it. And if you have the stuff, you can craft it. So let's do that. And by doing this, land claim gives you I mean, people who play these things all the time. Remember, I'm showing this for people who are saying this stuff anyway. For people who don't know any of this stuff, like this stuff was kind of new to me. I didn't play a lot of games online before this game, so it was all new to me. So that's why, just in case it is, if it's not new to you, I'm sorry if it's boring. But probably all my videos are going to be that way, so sorry. If I go too close to the trader, of course, it was red, so that was telling me. And it's not good to build it right up next to a POI. Like that POI over there is a nice gas station one in the beginning. You can do that mission. You can do the same missions over and over. And that one is a good one because it's just from playing a lot. I know it's got a good supply of waters you usually find and, drinkables, I guess I'll call them. And you have a chance of getting like an engine, a wheel. It's nice stuff to have in the beginning. So, because eventually you're going to get to the point where you can build a mini bike or a car or a gyrocopter. I shouldn't say a car, it's a 4x4, and a motorcycle and all that. I'm going through some of these here. Normally I have a bedroll built a lot quicker because a bedroll is kind of like, I think of it anyway as a land claim light, but the good thing about a bedroll is you can carry it with you. And I like to use them, and most people probably do before you're going into a hard, difficult mission, or if you're going somewhere when it's Blood Moon night. Usually you don't do that at your regular base because you don't want to get all tore up and blown up. So this you can take with you, put down, and then when you do die, or if you die, one of the options is you can come back in the game near or on your bed. So other than that, they kind of put you in a random area nearby where you died, if your backpack is around. So that's another option that'll come up. And I believe that's what I have set. You think I'd remember my settings, but I generally have it so if you die, you drop your backpack. Okay, and from here they want us to learn how to build bases. So building blocks are like a basic piece. It's just almost like a scrap piece of wood. You can pick them up, you can move them easily. They're not like considered a permanent structure or nothing, but you can upgrade them. Let's get this put where I want it. I like ammo on the second line here, so I'm going to lock that in by the arrows. Sometimes that'll have it go all the way out to the middle once you start getting other guns with different ammos and different kinds of arrows. And you might have exploding arrows, and so you might have that. And that's all, like I said, your choice. You don't have to. Why do I need to know where the ammo is? I like to be able to look real quick sometimes and see. You can put it in your tool belt. So it wants us to put these down, which I just did. Now it says upgrade the blocks over there. As long as you have enough wood, like I'm showing there. You hit the right mouse button and it'll upgrade the part. Instead of the left one will break it. The right one will upgrade it. You can also repair it. But let's go through the steps here. The next one is door. So let's build a door. I'm just going to build some of this other stuff. A wood block. Because I'm going to finish this with wood blocks. And the reason is they want us to upgrade. This little base is going to be kind of goofy and ugly. It's a basic little... It gets you up off the ground for the nighttime, which is usually a good idea. It's not totally necessary. Like I said, you can throw a campfire. You can throw a campfire on the ground and a few spikes, and you can call that your base too. You can do whatever you want. You can go take over a POI. You can go to the gas station over there and just move in there. Just got to be aware if you don't put a land claim down, if you get a mission there and you go and click the exclamation point, anything in that whole POI is reset. See, these blocks, you can remove them. You can put them back, and I'm going to upgrade it now. And then the next thing it wants us to do is, oh, I'm accidentally hitting it, but no, I meant to do that. See, you can repair it. Now the next upgrade would be cobblestone, but when you saw when I was just hitting the when I was just hitting the right mouse button there to upgrade, it had that little X with the cobblestone down at the right, telling me you cannot repair it because you don't have the supplies. So I'm going to have to make some cobblestone. But let's put this door up. I'm going to do this. You can just put the door on the ground and be done and then leave it. I'm going to actually use this door as a place to stand on. So that gives me a little more foot room up on my base. It's more of just a dumb novel thing to do. So now we have a wood base. The wood base is good for the night, but I like to have cobblestone. And I want to say, usually by now, this is a lot in the beginning of the game, you get to repair your stuff. So it's there. Now that repairs with a piece of stone. So as long as you have stone in your inventory, you can either tap A or you can just click repair right there. And it repairs it. And most items repair pretty quick. And everything has a different repair, like a bone knife. Surprisingly, you need bone to repair it. I have a pipe pistol in my inventory. You have pieces of pipe to fix those. So now I'm going to make a ladder here. So I'm going to use the shape on top. These are like the basic shapes. This is all we're going to worry about for now is this ladder here. I'm going to turn that basic shape into a ladder instead of just a cube. And I use the right mouse button to spin it through a couple different positions here. And once you get it to the one you want, okay, a little silly, then you push the B button and it applies it where you want it. Now you could put it down another level down, but the zombies can climb up then. So by putting it up 2 levels off the ground, you can jump up. They usually can't, okay? I also want to point out, I put that down. It is still a pick-upable block. Everything is called a block. Even though it's not a block, it's a ladder now. You can still pick it up. So if I want to make it more permanent, I would tap on it with the right mouse button, with the stone axe, and if I have wood, it'll upgrade to a wood ladder, and it'll be permanent. Then you got to break it to take it down. Now for the stats nerds there, here's where you can see if you're hungry or not. I think once you get below 50% in things like see it says I'm thirsty, that's because it's 47 out of 102. So now I have a drink and it starts to go up. And it doesn't go up instantly. It's like your body's absorbing it over time. There are mods you can put on where it'll show you down at the bottom there. It'll show you your health, your stamina, and your hunger, and your water. So you can have that if you want. There's a lot of good mods for this game. So if you're looking for a game that's got lots of mods, it makes it make it more interesting for you. And for my testing, everything has worked pretty dang good. So if you care about all these stats, I generally don't. But it's nice to know if you're wondering why. And one of the hardest challenges to me in the beginning of the game was getting the water and the hunger thing down. Like normally by right now, I'll have a dew collector built, which is obviously it collects water for you. It's kind of slow. You might get three bottles a day in the beginning of the murky water. So you got to still cook it and stuff. There's a time factor there. Now, the next thing to get our base set up, though, is I like to have the cooking stuff going here. So I usually build the wood storage thing, put one down, but I might am I going to do it that way or not? No, because of the amount of wood I had, I can't do it. So we're going to put the one down. Each one of these, I think, takes 10. Then we're going to build a campfire. It's right there. And craft that. Take that down and put it in the belt so we can place it on the world. And it won't let me. You can actually place it there where it was red, but it'll like just disappear in a second. So you basically wasted your stone. But you can put it on top of your thing. So now I got a little place to store stuff and I can cook. And if I had a cook pot, you can put a cook pot in the stove. So I can't cook water yet. If I had meat, I could actually cook the blackened meat or burnt meat, whatever the heck they call it here. I'm going to take that. Might as well make some cloth with this instead of just storing it in there. So this is generally what I do. I get to my base and I start cleaning out my inventory and I process everything that I want to process right away. And my bases are like different. You can take over a house and you can have a nice base that way. A lot of people build beautiful structures. But me, I build like these block. They end up being a block. Like just a big ugly cube when I'm done. Let's finish up another challenge here. There's one where they want you to throw the torch. You can stick it to a wall. They want you to learn that. So you throw it with the right mouse button and then you pick it up with E. I'm going to leave it there so we have a little bit of lighting here. Okay, what's next? Just trying to think. It's 2330, so 11:30 p.m. and get some more stuff done. I don't have much wood left, but let's get a little bit of something, a little fire going at least. I don't really have anything to cook though, do I? No, that's kind of a waste of time. Sometimes I'll turn the fire on just to... Okay, in the game pretty soon when 2.0 comes out, cold is going to be a thing again. If it's raining or anything, you feel cold. Of course, there's a snow biome, you feel cold. If you have a torch you're holding or you start a fire, you stay warm. So, those are some different things you can do to stay warm. But right now in the game, you don't need that. Right now he's there hitting our stuff. I'm still going to go through some of our stuff because the next thing we want to do is upgrade this. So I'm going to make as much cobblestone as I can, or make enough to at least upgrade what we got. And then we're going to start getting rid of this guy. You'll get to learn how to fix damage. And he may even knock a block out. Let's go finish him off. Sometimes it's good to go down there, and if you get enough around and they're beating on your structure, you go down there and run and have them chase you, and you kind of protect your structure and, run and fight and all that stuff. Now, he damaged it, so let's look. See, it's damaged. So let's, first of all, right mouse button and it repairs it, and then the next step up, if you have the stuff, as we do, we have some cobblestone now. Now it'll be a little harder for them to knock it down. Cobblestone's pretty dang good in the beginning of the game. You don't necessarily got to have this in the first night, but it is nice. If the right zombie comes by at night, they actually can really tear the crap. They can even they'll still break this. If the right zombie will break the cobblestone, but of course it'll make the structure a little stronger. This is a pretty simple structure. It'd take a lot for them to hurt it. So I'm just going to kind of clean up my area here. He doesn't have red eyes, so we're safe. So we can fight him if we want, or we can go run and hide up on our little structure. But let's just get the XP. Stab him, back up, let him bleed a little bit. Sometimes I'll stab him and I'll kind of run off and do other stuff, but it's nice to use that club. And of course with the club, with the right mouse button, you can do the power hit. Here comes someone else. So again, we're going to look for red eyes. Where is she? She's in the tree there. There's another one over there. We're looking for red eyes. It's good old regular Arlene, not Pharaoh. So I feel pretty safe. Oh, she's a delivery. She brought us a delivery right to our door. She looks like she could be a red eye. She's moving. Yep, she's feral. She's moving a little faster than they do at night when they're walking. And she's going to be a lot tougher. So I'm going to show you this great technique called Bravely Run Away. But it's not really bravely running away. I don't want her to be like damaging. She can actually damage our structure. It's not a lot. She probably wouldn't be able to if I jumped up on there. And I have like, how many bullets? 15. That's enough to kill her, I think. But you fire guns, you can draw more zombies. So You want to have more ammo before you do that, because you might draw like 3 more. So while I'm waiting for her to get over here, if she does, well, I hear someone else coming. I'm processing some other stuff. I just do that. You have these little random moments of time, and you kind of like a mobile unit. Here's some easy wood. We need wood. Because I want to try to make me another spike. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Ooh, this tree I can cut fast. Maybe I'll go over here. I don't think any of them are coming towards me. What are we at? 1:02 a.m. Yeah, I'm planning to just go overnight, which to me is 7 a.m. 7 a.m.-ish is what I'm shooting for. So I'm going to do like, because the game starts at 7 a.m. on day 1. So we're going to do day 1, day 2 through 7, 1 through 7. And actually kind of through 8, because we're going to do the whole overnight on day 7 with the horde and everything. So you can get all the, you can watch me die, all that good stuff. If I do. I mean, now it's something I usually don't do, but I'm just planting a tree to show you how it's done. Now I like to loot these. If I had it, oh good. It's just going to give us gasoline usually, which not really usable to me right now. I mean, I could make, oh yeah, this one you got to go in the back door. Since I'm here, I might as well loot stuff. And we are hungry. I wonder if should I eat that sandwich? See this here, you get water. You eat these, they give you food, but they also make you thirsty quicker. Let's see if it kicks in right away. Sometimes as soon as you eat them, if you're close to being thirsty, the thirst meter will come up. There it is. So we're not hungry, but we're thirsty now. Now let's do this too, because we do need more food. You have a chance of getting dysentery from this. I usually do not eat this. I usually drop it. But to show you, I mean, you'll see the health go down. But the hunger is taken care of. Now we have thirst. So we got one more little jug of water here. And we should be okay now after this little adventure. So let's go do some nighttime looting here. Oh, now there's 3 of the same girl. That's a regular Darlene, so it's not the scary one. It's not feral. But she's over there somewhere. I'm not sure which. The 3 Darlenes. That's a regular one. See, they do run a little bit, when you, oh boy, that was a magic kind of hit there. Might as well stab her and run away. Bravely, though. That was brave. You see how brave I ran? Yeah, running brave. Let's run a little further. Because if you run further bravely, then you're like more brave, possibly. Oh, I'm good. Now it draws in another zombie. So we're having fun now. We're having, another red eye. Great. Okay. So, as long as we don't totally get all our stuff destroyed here, I'm going to show you the other really brave thing you can do. It's not. You can run in here. Because I have a that's one of the mods I got is 24-hour trader. So, you can actually run in here and, now to me this is actually cowardly, okay? I mean, I say that as someone who normally plays kind of a cowardly game, but yeah.
Oh, let me guess.
The good thing is you're able to do 24-hour missions.
Shit I got, but don't expect me to cook it for you.
I'm gonna sell that pistol, because that pipe pistol, because I have a regular pistol. Let's see what else. Get a little bit. Get all the money I can. Now I can get my books. So
shit, man. There. I treat you that good, and you don't even fucking tip me.
Let's check what I have, if I need those books or not. No? Wait a minute. That's the wrong books. You think I'd know better. There's our clubs. Now we want Forge Ahead. Workstations, there we go. I always get confused. I'm sorry. How long have I been playing this game? I said like 2.5 years. Yeah. Almost 4,000 hours playing it. You think I'd remember
Money
stuff.
talks, bullshit walks.
Anyway, so I will definitely be able to build that.
You want a guarantee,
Forge,
huh? Well, maybe you should try Shamway.
If I recall, I don't remember if I have everything, but here's how you look. You just type in Forge, And it shows it grayed out, meaning I can't build it. But you can hit track or push A. And over here it shows you the items you need, and the stuff in yellow is what you don't have. So the log I can take care of because I got, no, maybe I don't have enough wood to build a log even. Okay. And of course the leather, I don't have any. We haven't, as far as I remember, we haven't gotten any animals yet. Duct tape is a little easier. We can build that. That's cloth and glue. I don't know. I got 2 glue right here. I can't remember if I had another glue and the other thing, but the hardest thing is going to be the leather. But I can make duct tape right now, so, or you can type it in. But you can type, the best thing to do if you type it, you got to do the spelling correctly. That's what I suggest, as you see. But what I usually do is I just click on the glue or one of the ingredients, and then you can go up to recipes and go from there. It'll show you what you can build with it instead of typing it. Just depends on the situation, really. But there's multiple ways to do all this in this game, so whatever clicks for you the best is what you do. Did get some rifle, or some 7.62, which is used for the rifles and the machine guns. What can I do to clean this out? Yeah, it's going to be fun getting that now. If I get lucky, the good thing about nighttime is that it is when the deer come out and the other animals. There's like deer roaming around. Sometimes in the day, oh, I hear a snake right there. Well, that's leather right there, so that's going to get us some of the leather. Snakes are fun. I usually get my trusty shovel out for them. Shovel works good against snakes in the game, just like some people use in the real world. So-called real world, whatever this is. And I slowly get that, and we get a little bit of meat there. We get some bone, and we get some leather. So we got 2. So if we get 5 more snakes, I think a deer you get 10 right away, or 7, or 5, I don't know. So I'm going to run around here and see if I can find deer. Yeah, I don't think that works like that. No, I went down the crouch because some animals you can sneak up on. And that guy didn't see me yet. See, now he noticed me. Definitely going to head this way. And there's me, Mr. Sidetracked. I'm looking for animals to hunt. And while I'm here, I might as well cut a tree down. So, in the game, you get those opportunities. Those trees, I cut them because they cut pretty quick. Again, and plus, I don't like them around the area. You'll have like an area you walk around. Those trees really cover a lot of the ground. You can end up having like, it messes up your visibility. It can be like, could be a mean zombie hiding in there. So, you know. That's another reason I cut them down. So we can get one of the ingredients made, the wood log. Yay. So we're one step closer, actually. So I'm just going to wander around, pick stuff up. Hopefully we'll find something. And I'll probably get sidetracked again because I know me. I do get sidetracked. Which is, whoa. I just realized how quick I'm turning, and I'm sorry if that's making anybody seasick. I do remember now watching some players and they move fast. I'm like, oh, I wish they moved a little slower. And now I'm doing the same thing. I will try to keep that in my filed away for future here so I don't, yeah, look, I'm already doing, you know, I can't, it's hard to control. Okay, it's, oh, another snake. We'll get some leather here. The snakes were pretty daunting to me when I first started playing this game. I gotta say, it took me a while to figure out. And you still have trouble with them, but they end up being, now I'm happy when I hear them because it's like you don't get a lot of food or leather and stuff, but you get something. So look, now we're 40% there. And look, we got one whole road done. We can go to the trader actually, and we'll level up easily. Might as well take those ones too that we've done. There's still a few more to finish from that row. So when we go to the trader, we're going to get an extra reward, basically, because we finished one of those rows. And as we're killing the snakes now, I'm going to track the snakes, and we'll see. We killed 2 of 50. You actually get something for killing a lot of those. That's the kind of stuff that's cumulative over time, and sometimes the game doesn't count them. I hate to say it, but... Or, you know, maybe I'm thinking because sometimes you can put out traps around your place, and sometimes you'll catch an animal that way, like an animal, a chicken or a snake or a deer walk into one of your traps, and, well, you got food out of the deal, but you don't really get that as experience. These guys can be a pain. I'm just going to do the right for the face, and whoa! That's nice when that happens. That doesn't happen a lot in the lower levels like this, but those headshots are generally the way to go. I mean, if you can remove someone's head, it pretty much ends the fight, you know? And I'm just trashing that piece of paper. I like angrily remove stuff when they don't have what I want in there. Just throw it on the ground. I don't know if that does anything or not, but I'm mindful of the time again here. I'm already like losing focus from my leather quest, but I'm getting the feeling because it's another day coming up here. We're going to be getting to the end of the video in a little bit. Wow. Okay, so he was already bleeding a little, and I gave him the old finishing touch there with my main melee weapon. It's so nice later on in the game when you have a lot of ammo. I mean, a lot of people get ammo right away, but I didn't, so whatever. Usually you do find a little more than this. I do have that picked in my skills and all that, so I don't know why. Yeah, I was throwing those sandwiches out at the beginning, wasn't I? But now that I don't have anything to cook with, I'm going to hold on to those. That's funny, because when I'm playing with friends, I'll make fun of them. I can't believe you're eating those sandwiches. I always throw them out. Well, see, they do have a purpose. They do keep you alive. You can get dysentery and stay alive. You can drink out of a ditch. You can drink those murky water bottles if that's all you have, you know, if you're thirsty. Because if you get low enough in the thirst meter and the hunger, it'll actually start, instead of blinking the orange, it'll start blinking red, and you'll see your health starting to go down. Okay, I need to show you this. I'm going to push the right mouse button now. The stamina goes down like 20. And I'm going to push the left mouse button. It only goes down like 10. So I'm basically just showing you there that the power hits. There's a power hit and there's a regular hit. Your choice there. I usually lead off at least with the power hit. It always depends on your stamina, of course. Which is why I like to use the knife in the beginning, because the knife uses the lowest amount of stamina. So you can kind of stay in the game longer. That's another reason I run away. I like to make sure my stamina is up at a certain level before I'm fighting. But I still make the mistake sometimes of running into a room like an idiot because you want to be cool. And then you're surrounded by like 3 or 4 zombies. When you're at a low level, that's... Even if you're at a higher level, if you get surrounded, they get the right kind of hits in, they can take your health down pretty quick. So, yeah. Let's go get a little bit of loot out of here now. Hey, in one of my lives, my base was in this house. God, I wish I had a wrench. There's so much lootable stuff around here. Let's get this at least. Get us some polymer plastics / plastics. Loot all this stuff. A little bit of scavenging. Learn how to walk on a car. These dog pens, pet pens are always plastic. And just some seeds. That's at least worth money, or if I want to grow. So the bad thing is I'm kind of teaching people how to play, but it's not how I normally play. Because normally I will already, at the first night, at least have a dew collector or a forge. But it's not critical. That's just what I've learned to do. One or the other. Sometimes I'll sell all the stuff, ingredients for the dew collector, just to buy the book so I can build the forge, and then I can boil water. If you're carrying a lot of bottles of water around that you looted, the murky green water, you can cook it. But if you don't have a cook pot, you can't cook it. So it's just like it is for me. It's just sitting in my storage now. And you know what? I'm thinking about the time. I think I'm going to loot this place here next, but I think I'm going to call this the end here. Yeah, this would be a good little cliffhanger spot. So I just want to say thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time, because I don't know what I'm doing yet. And just enjoying my high quality video here. You guys all have a good day and you take care. Thank you.